Um, well, we'll just see what happens after that. But I think it's going to be an interesting outcome. What else? Well, I will say this. I will say this. I've said this before and I said it again. I don't know if it's going to happen next issue. I don't know if it's going to happen during the Genesis saga or it's going to happen afterwards. But I know down the line, I feel down the line, that Ian is going to write a side story or write into a main story a confrontation between Sally and Amy. I know it's coming. I think a lot of people watching this video and listening to what I'm saying, they know it's coming. I think Ian has something planned. Like I said, whether it's going to be during the Genesis saga, whether it's going to be next issue or not, Ian has something planned. I feel it. I mean, because here's the thing. Why would you put Amy on the cover of 222 with a shocked expression on her face? Why would you do that? I'm telling you, honestly, something's going to happen. I mean, why in the world in Sonic Universe, would you have her kind of get sort of like in Cream's face by telling Cream to drop what she's saying when Cream is trying to correct her that, hey, I think Sonic's going with Sally right now, when Amy had introduced herself to Blaze as Sonic's girlfriend? I mean, come on. Is it not too obvious? I'm just saying. I'm not going to be surprised if he does something like this. Either during the Genesis saga or not, he's going to do something. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I feel it. I just have a gut feeling. I mean, I've been a fan of the comic. I've been a fan of the franchise. I've been a fan of this franchise since it began 20 years ago. I've been a fan of this cartoon since it debuted 18 years ago. Yeah, 18. I've been a fan of this comic book since it debuted 18 years ago. I've been subscribing to this comic book officially since issue 72. Even though I have other issues, you know, through the yearly packs that they bring out. But still, I mean, I even have the Endgame saga. But again, still, being a longtime fan, I just feel he's got something planned. It's either going to happen during Genesis, it's either going to happen next month, or it's going to happen after the Genesis storyline. I just feel it. And again, I know a lot of people would agree with me, and I know Ian, he's got a YT channel. I know he listens to people's videos and comments on his books. And I know whether he's reading what is wrote on the Bumble King forums, whether he reads what's wrote on the Sega.com forums at the Cartoon Comics section, whether he reads the Sonic Stadium forums at the Sonic Discussion or the Knothole Village forums, he knows as well as I do. He knows that something is going to happen. That he's got something planned. He's got something planned whether he wants to admit it or not. So, again, I just feel either next month or during the Genesis saga or afterwards, we're going to have a confrontation between Sally and Amy. It's coming. You know that as well as I do. You know it as well as I do. What else? Well, not really much. I mean, again, I like where this is all leading. I like the fact that Ian is trying to make Nicole more human or more Mobian, if you will. I like that he's doing that. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to do a story where she finally officially becomes flesh and blood human or Mobian. So that'd be interesting to look at. And again, I don't think if he pairs her up with somebody, I don't think it's gonna be SBO. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be somebody that's long overdue. And again, think about who I'm talking about. And as far as next month goes, with these two, I believe if he puts them together, he's going to bounce it out to where people won't be arguing anymore about it. But it's going to be a bouncing out, sort of reminiscing, I feel, of this cartoon series. I just feel it. I just feel that's the direction he's going to do with it. And as far as this whole Jeffrey St. John and Nagas deal, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Jeffrey has basically been a good guy for too long. Too long. And, you know, you just don't take somebody like him and turn him bad. Here's what I think is happening, and somebody did agree with me on this. I believe Jeffrey is using Nagas. He's using Nagas, making Nagas think, oh, I'm back on your side. I'm willing to help you retake the kingdom and all that. But I think in all reality, what's going to happen is Jeffrey's going to reveal the truth. And the truth is, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think the truth is going to be revealed that Jeffrey's actually doing it for Sally's father. Because remember, her brother, who's the current king, asked the doctor if his father was trying to take back the throne. Now the doctor, Dr. Quack, said, hey, your father's not a threat to anybody right now. You know, he may be old and senile, but he's not a threat. Well, let's not forget something. Old and everything, but he's not stupid. Old and senile, but he ain't stupid yet. He knows that possibly the only way to get back into power, get back his throne, is through Nagas. It's probably the only way. So, again, I could be wrong about this, but I feel that might be one of the reasons. I feel that might be why Jeffrey's turned against everybody. Because of her father. Again, just my opinion, I could be wrong. But we'll just have to wait and see. But overall, that's all I have to say. I'm sorry if this was in 2 parts or something like that. Maybe 3, if you will. But again, I thank you all for watching. And you got any comments, let me know down below. Again, everything I said, these are just my opinions, but I just, as a longtime fan, I just feel this is the direction that Ian's going to go with a lot of things in the near future. Like I said, one thing may happen next month, or it's going to happen during the Genesis, or even afterwards. You know, I feel that he's going to try to he's going to probably do a story when Nicole becomes officially Flesh and Blood Mobian, maybe. And again, I think if she does get hooked up romantically, it's not going to be with SBO. I think it's going to be with somebody that's long overdue for a romance. What else? And again, the whole thing with St. John, I think, just my opinion, I'm probably wrong. I think, you know, he might be just using Nagas to help restore the king, maybe. I could be wrong. But overall, you know, to me, it's been a good first month of 2011 as far as the comic book goes. You know, I mean, I love the idea. I love the revelation of the 225 cover. How it's like a miniature poster, but it's a wraparound cover, but it's like a miniature poster. I mean, heck, they got it up right now to where if you download it, and I guess there's some people out there that have access to it, you can actually make a poster size out of it or something. I don't know. But again, overall, I think, I truly think this is, you know, it's been a good first month, and if this is any signs, especially with the previews we've been seeing for the issues and whatever, if this is any sign of things to come for 2011, it's going to be a good 2011. Now, before I go, I do want to say something in closing. Because I did an audio video on this, because Miko XX, on the Sega forums, on some of the Sonic message boards did a topic of how they feel romance killed the Archie Sonic, killed Archie Sonic, or the Sonic comic book by Archie. And I basically came out and said in my audio videos, no, it didn't. And I said this as well, and I typed this up as well in some of my postings on where the topic is at, and that's at sega.com/cartoon comics section. And I said basically, no, it didn't. And I explained why. So again, in closing, I truly believe, despite what people say, I don't think romance has ever killed it. I think all it does is help evolve the story and help move the story forward. It brings intrigue because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if the romance is going to be torn asunder, if it's got to be put on the back burner. You don't know. But it helps grow the characters. It helps evolve them. It helps move the story forward, whether people want to admit it or not. And again, I've said, and again, I didn't say this, but I think mainly the people that don't like romance in the comics are the newer people, are the ones that are more interested in the games. And the fact that the games, and even Sonic X, didn't have that much romance emphasized in it. Yeah, Amy's an exception, but you get the idea. So, Amy and maybe Rouge and all that's exception, but and Cosmo. Amy, Rouge, and Cosmo in Sonic X may be the exception, as well as in the games, may be the exception. But again, they probably look at like, they downplayed there, they should downplay it in the comics. Well, guess what? The comics and the game are two different beasts. So, whether you like it or not, you're just going to have to get used to it. And again, honestly, I don't think romance has killed anything in the comic. I think it's helped improve it. So, that's all I'm going to say for my monthly opinions for late January, early February. Tell me what you all think. Sorry this was in 3 parts. But again, tell me what you guys think. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace out. God bless. See ya. Have a good Sunday.